Imagine being a full grown woman and still waking up soaked in your own bed. Not once, not twice, but often. And worst of all, imagine your roommates finding out. It constantly ruins your confidence, friendship, and even romantic relationships. That was my reality, and this is how I overcame the shame that haunted me for years. Hey fam, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, this is a space where I read real life stories and give real life advice. And this story surrounds issues like family pressure, marriage issues, heartbreak, betrayal, name it. And if you're new here, please, if you've not subscribed, please do well to subscribe, like, comment, and even share this video. So this story is such an emotional one, and it just reminds us that healing is possible and that we are not alone. So now let's get into it. Let's hear what she said. She said, "Hi Debbie, keep me anonymous. I don't even know how to begin the story without feeling that old familiar wave of shame. But I'll start from the beginning. I used to bedwet, not just as a child, but as a grown woman. I was around 21 when I got into the university. I had lived with my parents all my life. Up until then, my mom was always protective of me. So she covered up a lot for me. She never made me feel less than a person for it. She would just wake me gently in the middle of the night to go pee, or if it had already happened, she would help me change the bedsheet before anyone else noticed. That woman carried a lot for me. Oh. So when it was time for school, I was scared, not because I was going far from home, but because I knew the protection was gone. I stayed in a room of 6 girls in the hostel. I remember how I picked the up bunk, thinking maybe it would make me more conscious at night. Maybe fear of falling would wake me up before it happened. But that didn't help. The first time it happened in the hostel, I woke up soaked, cold, and panicked. I didn't even know what to do. I waited till everyone had gone for lectures. I quickly stripped the bed and carried my phone to the back of the hostel like I was just airing it out. But it kept on happening. Sometimes twice a week, sometimes after a very stressful day, and it was always when I slept deeply. I started setting alarms to wake me every 2 hours. I'll drink little water during the day just to avoid it. But you know how it is in the hostels. Someone always catches something. One day, one of the girls asked, "Why does your bed always smell funny?" Another time, someone laughed and said, "Hope say you know the piece for bed oh." And everyone laughed, including me. But inside I was floating. I started carrying disinfectant and perfume in my bag. I washed my bed sheets more than anyone else in that hostel. I became the clean freak, the overtidy girl, but I was just trying to cover something no one should know about. But secrets don't stay long. One day, I slept off in the afternoon and it happened. And one of the girls came back early and saw everything. She screamed, not in disgust, but in genuine surprise. She was like, babe, what happened?" I couldn't speak. I couldn't even lie. That evening, she told the others. They didn't bully me outrightly, oh, but the whisper started. Conversations would pause when I entered. No one said it to my face, but their eyes said it all, with confusion and disgust. I started staying away. I would go for night reading and come back in the morning just to shy away from my roommates. I felt like a grown woman trapped in a child's struggle. I couldn't bring any of my friends to my room. That was how bad it was. If I liked the guy, I would friend zone myself first because I didn't want him to catch feelings and then discover my shame. There was one time I tried to get serious with someone. We had been talking for months, but once we started getting close, I just pulled back. I couldn't imagine him waking up beside me one day only to find me in that state. At a point, I genuinely believed I wasn't meant to have a normal life. I stopped praying for marriage. I just prayed for healing, for relief. I'll Google every herbal remedy, every natural trick. I saw doctors. They said it was stress, overactive bladder, deep sleep patterns. I tried everything. Then one day, my breakthrough came in the most unexpected way. I opened up to someone, not a doctor, not a man I was trying to impress, but another woman older than me. She had come to my hostel one day to visit someone, and somehow we got talking. I don't even know what made me tell her about it, but I did. I told her everything, and to my shock, she just smiled and said, I used to until I was 27. I was shocked. She said hers stopped after she started therapy, that it wasn't just physical, it was emotional. That for some people, the root wasn't the bladder, it was the mind. I started going for therapy sessions, not even for bedwetting, but just to offload the burdens. And it turns out I had carried so much fear, shame, and anxiety growing up that my brain had created a kind of mental blockage that was making it worse. I also learned how to retrain my bladder. I practiced bladder holding during the day. I made myself go to pee hourly. I started to feel more in control. It wasn't overnight, it didn't magically vanish, but by the time I graduated, it had reduced to once in 3 months, then once in 6 months, then nothing. Today I'm healed, I'm free. I can go for sleepovers, I can travel, I can love someone I'm beloved without feeling like I have something to hide. But let me be honest, I still struggle with shame when I think of those hostel days. Oh, the whispers, the pity, the disgust, and the loneliness. But thank God I'm bold enough to share this. And I'm sharing this because I know there is another woman out there carrying these same secrets. And I want her to know she's not alone. She's not disgusting, she's not cursed, she's just human. And she deserves love, she deserves friendship, and deserves a full life. Healing is possible. If I could go back to that my 22-year-old me in the hostel, I would hug her and say, this is not the end of your story. Oh my God, this is emotional. This is emotional. I cannot imagine how she felt. You have to go for night classes because you're avoiding your roommates. The society makes it hard to be vulnerable. People laugh at what they don't understand. You see, but bedwetting is not a joke. Oh. Especially when it follows you into adulthood. People will always think you're dirty or unserious, but it's deeper than that. Sometimes it's trauma, like she said, sometimes it's stress, sometimes it's just your body reacting to things you don't even understand. If you know someone going through this, please don't mock them. Please. It takes so much courage to just show up every single day. And you listening, don't suffer in silence. Talk to someone, a doctor, a therapist, even a trusted friend, because it's not your fault. Healing takes time and it's possible to come out of whatever you're going through. I know she was shy, but imagine she didn't speak to that lady that day. She wouldn't have gotten her healing. She wouldn't have known that she needed therapy. Probably some people will say, this is not ordinary, this is diabolic, this is something that somebody has done something to you. And or sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes it's not about who has done and who has not done something to you. This story is one emotional roller coaster. I can't even imagine at 22. Okay, let's say she graduated at somebody that started university at 21. If it's a 5 years course, she'll be 26, and she was still bedwetting. At least it was stopping. Like, God, you can't even have a friend, you can't have a companion, you're shy. You can't even have a healthy relationship because you're shy. Someone might find out, someone might notice. God, this is too much. This is too much. This is one hell of an emotional story. And please do not mock what you don't understand. Don't. Because this story has even taught me that sometimes you see people doing things that this person not supposed to be doing this thing now. Just don't mock the person. Don't just leave them because you don't know the reason. You don't know why that person is doing that thing. You don't know the reason behind that. You just pray for them. If you can help them, just help them. If you can see them through that phase, talk to them. Just to, oh God. Ah, thank God for her, and thank God healing came. Thank God healing came. Ah, God. Please let me hear your opinions. Let me hear your thoughts on this story. Please drop them in the comments. And if you have been through something like this, or you know someone that has, please share this story to them so they would learn. Maybe they can imbibe this method and it might work for them. If you also going through, or you have passed this stage, you've crossed this bridge and something helped you, please share. Someone might be helped by what you share. I always tell you guys, please, more real stories and honest advice coming to your screen, guys. Just turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any single story at all. And if you have a story to share, anonymous or not, please send it to the email in the description box and we will read it here. We'll read it here, guys. This is Dear Debbie, where every single story has a voice. I always tell you guys. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next episode. Bye, guys.